Hi everybody, it's Jackson. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for November the 22nd. It's Saturday, so as always I'll have time codes in the description if you want to jump ahead. The Golden Vendor will also be at the end of the video. Today it is Earthgore and Lady Malygda Shoulders. You know how I feel about shoulders, I don't really recommend that, but if you want to watch that stuff, that'll be at the end. Alright, so this set is pretty damn easy. Every option here is good. If I were to choose, I would go these three. But honestly, you can't really go wrong with any of these. They're all going to be really easy, really quick. Alright, starting with a weapon enchantment. So, I assume most people are familiar with how to recharge their weapons. Most people just automate that stuff though. So, in inventory, you right click on a weapon, you can charge them to fill them up. Now, if all your weapons are full, all you need to do is, just as an example here, I'll just fill this one up. And then if I try and fill it up again, it says it's fully charged. If you just go and slap something with a light attack, you'll be able to immediately charge it afterwards. Now, if you need soul gems, if you don't have any on you, the easiest way to get one is to come to Starfall Arcana in Auridon, just here. There's a bunch of soul gems in this room. These NPCs will usually, they'll walk around and give you the ability to just, grab one of these on one of these tables. You just have to stand in the corner, basically where this person here is not facing. Just grab that one there, and then with that empty soul gem, everybody will have access to the skill soul trap in the world tree. So you just chuck this on an enemy, like a weak one, like those mud crabs out there, and then kill it. You'll fill that soul gem, and you'll be able to recharge your weapon with that. If you need something to recharge, just go to weapons and just go search and just go the lowest price and just for example, you just grab this one here. It's only 144 gold. You can get that pretty quick in a multitude of ways. If you need a bit of gold for this, if you have none, there is a video tutorial in the description of just a easy way to just slowly generate an infinite source of gold. So if you need some gold, just check that out. Yeah, you can see multiple weapons here. Most of them have a enchant, even ones without a trait, it doesn't matter, just grab something that can apply an enchant. And yeah, this is just one guild store. There's a lot of them out there that you can choose from. Okay, moving on to refining now. So, in order to refine 5 times, you need a total of 50 raw materials. Now, that can be a single material, or it can be a multitude of different ones. For example, you can go 20 raw wood or rough wood, 20 of an ore, and then 10 of a jury dust, something like that. Or you can just go everything in one. Now, in my opinion, if you don't have anything, you usually can just go out and go collect a bunch of resources. Since the weekly at the moment is harvesting 50 resources, you will get a lot of it. You'll probably get enough for refining today for that one. But if you want to do this as quick as possible just for the 15 seals, my advice is to go check some guild stores for some raw materials. The only thing I would suggest you even look at is raw wood, or rough wood. The reason for this is it is way cheaper than any of the other options. Let me show you. So rough ruby ash is around 9 gold a piece. Rough maples, 6. Rough beech is 10. Pretty much all rough wood sources are below 10 gold. If we go have a look at blacksmithing ores, rubidite is 20, iron ore is 15. Yeah, dwarven ore is not too bad, but yeah, most of the ores that you'll get are more expensive than rough wood. Clothing is much more expensive, 60 gold a piece for Ancestor Silk, 60 gold for Rubido. The other ones are noticeably lower, but they're still much higher than what you'll pay for a typical stack of wood. And when you take a look at dust, yeah, don't even bother. If you're in need of some rough wood, and you want to do this as quick as possible, you do want to get it through guild stores. So go to materials, woodworking, and go raw material. You will likely have to search around much more than you would just to find a weapon for the charging a glyph, if you haven't done that. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. For example, there's 5 guild stores in Skywatch here that you could try, and then there's 7 in Mournhold, in Deshaan, and every major city has 6 or 7. So you've got a lot to choose from. You just need to, just run around a bit and check. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. It's a bit higher than the average, but I would still personally go with that because yeah, it's essentially 500 gold to do this once, and then 500 gold to do it another time later. So that's what I would personally go. It is a little bit of an investment there, but 15 seals, paying 1,000 gold to do 15 seals in just like a few minutes, I think that's worth the gold. But that's your call to make. Fine, just go to the stations, click on it, and yeah, just pick quantity 5, or you can deconstruct the whole. Refine the whole thing if you want. But yeah, I would only go 5 just so you've got more to use if you get these endeavors again in the future. Alright, workshop furnishings. So firstly, if you've already got a house and you want to check if it has a workshop furnishing in it, just go to the housing menu, browse, go to retrieve, and if there is something, it'll show up under workshop here. As for placing the item, what has to happen is the item must come from your inventory. It can't be on the floor and then you just spam left click. So what you want to do is either you grab your item in place, find it here, place it on the ground, and then you press on the bottom left, you'll see it says undo. You hit that key, and that will put it back in your inventory, and you press redo, and that'll put it back out, and that completes the endeavor. So that's as far as I'm aware the quickest way. So what I do is when I have one of these workshop furnishings in one of my houses, I just come in, pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that's as far as I'm aware the most convenient and quick way. Now let me go through getting a free house and a workshop furnishing. You'll need 100 gold, which is fine. Again, just watch the video in the description for just getting a bit of gold, and yeah, you'll be able to get that kind of gold in just a couple of minutes easily. Our free house and our workshop furnishing, you want to come to Daggerfall, which is located in the Glenumbra zone. This wayshrine is unlocked by default, so everybody's got easy access to this. Alright, so we want to come to the Rosy line, just south of the wayshrine, right next door. You want to come to this character here, have a chat to her, start the quest, go through and then complete it. You get a little bit of gold. If you're over like level 10, you'll probably get enough gold to spend on the workshop furnishing too, so that's also quite handy. So yeah, just do that. And the house you get depends on your alliance, but it doesn't matter because you can travel to your houses at any point. So you either get the Rosy Line, Emily Flask, or Mara's Kiss. I advise you do this on all 3 alliances to get all 3, because they're all helpful in their own ways. Especially Mara's Kiss for Old Mary Dominion characters, it's really helpful. Alright, across the way, just talk to Rozika here, open up the menu here, and she'll have a couple of items. This firewood fireplace, the stack, and then the rough stool, these are all workshop furnishings, and you can use any of these here for the endeavor. Anything with that second line being workshop counts for this endeavor. And you just need one, you don't need multiple. And once that's in your house, from this point on, you can do this endeavor for free in a couple of minutes. So it's always a really good endeavor to do, I think. Alright, insects or arachnids. My preferred stomping ground to do this endeavor is Sini. This is located just southwest of the Davon's Watch Wayshrine of Stonefalls that you start with by default. So it's very easy to get over here and kill some shulks down in this area. There's also some Kwama to the southwest as well. There's about, I'd say, 40 of these things all over the place, maybe 30. You've also got, yeah, the Kwama down here, you've got the Strasform Hive, which all counts as insects or arachnids. Another of the common picks I tend to use is Hunter's Camp, located in the northwest section of Blickrock Isle. This has a lot of frostbite spiders all over the place. There's about 20 here. If you'd like access to Blickrock Isle, you need to go to Stonefalls, talk to Lysel here. Again, this wayshrine's unlocked by default, so it's quite easy to get here. There is also, if you go to Betnik, I'm going to click on it, this section here has a bunch of spiders in it too, and there's more spiders and wasps littered all over the place around here. Deshan also has at this place here, over the plantation, there's wasps there. In my opinion though, the best option here is to use a dungeon, which I'll show you now. Alright, so this is Banished Cells, no it's not Banished Cells, this is Spindle Clutch 1. With this one here, It's in the sort of northeastern side of Glenumbra, which is a bit of a pain because there's no wayshrines nearby that you'll have access to by default, but there is a house. So there's a house over at this location. It's called Exercise Coven Cottage. So in the description, I'll also have a video that explains home tours, how it works. It's really easy to use. You can use it at level 1, basically. And yeah, it just allows you to travel all over the place and basically gives you a bunch of free wayshrines that you otherwise wouldn't normally have access to. So E, Exercise Coven Cottage, this one. So travel to that one there, and that will take you close to Spindle Clutch. So you just come up here. Get this wayshrine, and then yeah, get access to Spindle Clutch over here. As soon as you do that, you can travel in via a wayshrine, so it's really easy to use. And like right as soon as you get into the door, there is a big group of spiders in here. Now, what I would advise you do is pull them all, and then run back a bit. Because what this will do is it'll stack them all up in one location. So there'll be a bunch of ranged ones in the back that you go to, and the rest will be melee ones. Now you just pull them all together, and just AoE them down really easily. And that's all there is to it. You can just go in and kill them one by one, but that way it just stacks all the ranged and melee ones together, so you don't have to run around looking for each one. You just kill everything with like one skill, basically. And then when you leave, just go through the door. Whatever wayshrine you used to come in, it'll take you straight back. Obviously, if you just came in through the door in Glenumbra, it'll take you back there. But in any other situation, you're going to get taken straight back to the wayshrine you came in from. So it's really convenient for that too. Because now we can just go to whatever we were going to do next. Alright, so now on to the healing in Cyrodiil one. Well, you can do any, but I advise using Cyrodiil or Imperial City. Don't go to Battlegrounds. So just queue to any of these, any of them that don't have any, have a pop available, so anything that's basically not pop locked. Because yeah, you're not going to be fighting at all if you want to do this the quickest way. All you need is a heal and something that takes away HP. So the immediate first thing you might notice in Cyrodiil is if you heal yourself, it won't work. Because what actually has to happen is you have to heal health that you haven't currently got maximum in, or missing health. So as you can see, it started progressing there. So you're going to need something to do this quickly. You're going to need something that takes away health. If you don't, I would advise you to skip this one, go the other options because they'll be way faster. Now there's 3 options that I suggest you use, 2 of them at least. If you have a Nightblade or a class that has Siphoning maxed out, this is the best case scenario for you. Because this gives you resources and takes away health. So if you have something that uses resources to give you health, you can just use them as a symbiotic process. So Siphoning attacks here, I'll just use it a bunch of times, and then heal. That lets me, there we go. And now I'll just start taking away more health. And so Vigor will just slowly heal me and progress the endeavor. So as you can see, it just with a single heal over time, this does not take very long, just like a minute or 2. But yeah, obviously it's going to take longer if you don't have one of those. Now the other option that you'll have is under the guild tree, or guild skill lines. It's in Undaunted, it's Blood Altar. So the only difference between this and Siphoning attacks is this doesn't give you resources back. That's the only, yeah, it's not as good because of that reason. I think getting resources back is better. But yeah, this one's fine too. So this option here, if you don't have a Nightblade with Siphoning, just go to, so when you go to do your housing one, what you could do is just go to where this tribute icon is. There'll be an NPC on the ground floor when you get in through the main door. This NPC will have a quest, just accept the quest, and then you'll unlock the Undaunted skill line. You don't have to complete the quest, you just have to accept it, so it's really easy. And then Blood Altar will be here, you just put a skill point in that, and then you'll have access to this as well. Now the third option, and good, so you choose one of these two, and then you choose the third option if you have available to you. So this is under Vampirism, Blood Frenzy. This thing is great because it's just like, it's basically this, but just, it's a toggle, and it just takes away health slowly over time. So what you do now is just your Vigor, and then you use your Siphoning attacks, and this reduces your health a little bit more as you go. And then obviously you can have an instant cast heal. For example, I can use Offering here. Just check that on as well. And while I'm doing this, I can just use Offering as well to heal myself. So use Vigor, Offering, in a combo. And yeah, you can see it's just absolutely skyrocketing now. And there we have it. So just disable that, and now I just put all my other stuff back on. Now, if you don't have access to a ability that takes away health, instead, your next best option is gravity. So at the outskirts of your gate zones, I guess you can do this in the keeps too, but this is the best one. Especially, like, if these keeps are under your control, these gates will be closed, so no players can come down here, so you'll be totally safe to do this anyway. Even if these gates are open, like, yeah, the odds of there being players here is probably going to be low. Mainly just only if there's, like, keeps, scrolls here, sorry. Then maybe watch out, but yeah. Just as long as these 3 keeps are under your control. Don't worry about it other than that. So yeah, all you gotta do is just drop down, take a bunch of fall damage, heal that up, go through the door, repeat the process over and over. Obviously it's much slower, but that's a way you can do this as well. Now, the only thing is, one, probably try not to do this on a Wood Elf, because they take less fall damage, and also in the champion points, Breakfall as well. Just maybe turn that off if you're going to do this, because otherwise you don't take that much damage from this. Yeah, the only other thing I can recommend for this is, like, maybe try and pick the area that's, like, lowest, or, like, the distance between here and there is, like, the highest. So, for example, I can just go over to this spot here, sprint, and then jump here, and that'll probably take more damage. Yeah, there we go. But then, obviously, you just have to be close to a door to go back up. I'm really overcomplicating it here. I feel like you really shouldn't. Probably don't even do this one if this is, like, what you have to do, because the other ones will just be quicker. Alright, let's have a look at the Golden Vendor now. So we've got shoulders. You know how I feel about shoulders. I never really suggest getting these, because the other methods of getting shoulders are just better, I think. Because you can get these, like Earthgore. Well, Lady Malygda maybe, but I'll get to that one when I get to it. Earthgore, you can get this through just keys. You don't need the DLC to access this one, whereas the Helm might be better because you actually need to complete the DLC dungeon to get that. But yeah, if you do want this, Earthgore is probably one of the best healing sets in the game. Not so much for the heal. The heal's pretty good, but it's that ability to remove harmful area effects. That kind of opens up some strategies that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do, or basically just, like, cheeses through some mechanics that otherwise would be a pain in the ass to deal with, because, like, something puts a big AoE on the tank in a PvE fight, and you just chuck this on the floor, the tank's got no AoEs to deal with, they can reposition just fine, as opposed to, like, where they would normally be just very, very painful for them. That's a really good thing. Also, PvP, same thing. Big AoEs appear on the floor, like maybe like a scattershot catapult, or like a maybe someone's put like a destruction ultimate in a doorway, just as people are trying to breach like a door. You could just remove it using Earthgore, something like that. So Earthgore is both in PvP and PvE one of the best performing healing sets. It has seen so many crazy nerfs, and yeah, it's just like this roller coaster of effectiveness, but it's still, to this day, like a very reliable healing set. That being said, again, get this through the Undaunted Chief Bane, what her name is, the one that gives you the DLC pledges. Get it through her, not through this. Lady Malygda, on the other hand, you can't buy this from any of those. You need to buy it through the Imperial City Telvar merchants. They cost 5,000 Telvar each. So this I can kind of understand if you want to buy it with gold instead. That being said, Lady Malygda, it's not the best set to use in the game. The 5-minute area, that's quite small. It's like smaller than the regular radius of Whirlwind. So I've got Whirling Blade, so I've got basically, like, that's the size of the AoE. So it's I guess it's not too bad, but the problem is it goes out and then comes back in. In PvP, you're going to see this AoE coming, and it's just, there's no player that's just going to, like, stand and just, like, walk through it. It's not really going to happen. So in PvP, you're not really going to be catching many people out here. Also considering that it's dealing direct damage within 12 meters. That kind of, you can't use it from range, so it's just tied mainly to short range spambles or melee. I'm pretty sure the only spamble that's at that kind of range is Soul, isn't it? Where is it? Will Soul... Oh, sorry, I can't see it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Wield Soul is like the only one that's like not melee range that would be able to use it. Now in PvE, the damage is pretty good, but the problem is Mana Innovation. I have a feeling some people have probably never seen this buff before, and yeah, it just reduces critical damage. Now, in PvE, enemies don't crit, so this is not useful in any way. So yeah, obviously it's built for PvP, but it's a set that seems to be built for PvE, because nobody's going to stand in that fucking AoE. So yeah, I just don't understand what they were thinking with this set, personally. Mana Innovation is good debuff, not amazing, but if it would be applied on a group, it would be pretty good. But it's just not many cases where people are just going to run through this. The small area means even if you try and put it in a choke point, it's probably going to be that people could just run around it, like on the sides. So yeah, maybe. Also, in the case of Earthgore, someone's probably just going to remove the effect if it's like really a problem. So yeah, not a big deal, this one, I think. All right, onto jewelry. Bunnies. This, before, when Major Meme and Major Vitality weren't nerfed, this might have been a pretty good set, but these buffs are nowhere near as good as they used to be. Like, they're good, but there's also the issue that both of these buffs are really easy to get from other sources. So Major Meme, just using a Frost Staff with Frost Clench, applies Major Meme and just keeps it up all the time. And in any case, running a skill is better value for you than running an entire 5-piece to get a buff. And Major Vitality, on the other hand, Healing Soul gives you this for 10 seconds. So again, swapping 2 skills for a whole 5-piece, I think that's better value for you, especially since these are both pretty good skills, both in PvE and PvP. So yeah, I just don't see the reason to ever use bunnies, especially since the tether is 8 meters. If you're looking at PvE, I suppose it's okay, but again, those 2 skills are something you're probably going to use a lot in PvE. And in PvP, again, just like with Lady Malygda, nobody is just going to sit there and let you have this tether on them. Because, yeah, 8 meters, it's very easy to escape that tether. So, yeah, don't really suggest this one either. This comes from Ice Reach. It's a DLC advanced dungeon. And, yeah, the dungeon is relatively long. So, yeah, would not really suggest this. Okay, Defiler. The 2 to 4 piece is good. The 5 piece, I think it suffers from the same issue that the Master Tinkerer? The one from Clockwork City, Mad Tinkerer, sorry. Basically the same thing. So they're both, I guess, okay in PvP, where stuns are more important, but if you use this in PvE, stunning a group of enemies, the tank is going to get really annoyed at you, because when enemies are stunned like this, they can no longer be pulled in. So what the tank's probably going to try and do in a PvE scenario is use an ability that pulls all the enemies together so you can AoE them down easier. And in that case, I suppose if you can control this, like if you can just wait before you start dealing damage, because it's critical damage, you're basically going to apply this constantly in PvE, sorry. Just wait for them to pull the enemies in and then stun them, because otherwise, you're just going to fuck around too much. In like solo play, it's fine. And kind of handy, because more enemies are like prone to stuns in PvE like solo than in like big trials and group dungeons anyway. So yeah, in solo it's good, but yeah, I would not recommend this in anything like higher end or like group play related, because yeah, it's just going to piss off the tanks all the time. Yeah, it's the same issue I have with Mad Tinkerer. I wish they would just increase the damage and remove the stun, personally. But yeah, it's just me. Sorry, I didn't say before. I'm pretty sure this comes from Vardenfell. Yeah, so Defiler's Vardenfell Overland. The jury is a bit more painful in Vardenfell compared to like almost anywhere else, because you can't. There's no it's like Harrowstorm or Anchor event. I'm trying to remember what they call them. Incursions, that's right. Where they just drop jury constantly. So I suppose that's okay. But you can still just get it from chests, and there's probably some jury out there anyway that's like quite cheap. The only thing is, obviously the quality affects the damage, but I wouldn't gold out gear like this, especially jury, where like chromium platings are a bit more expensive than other gold stuff. It's just not worth increasing the damage just slightly. yeah, personally. Alright, Lamia. So this comes from Arachnids. It's a fairly old set, and okay, the big problem that this one has is it doesn't use the amount of ultimate that you had on you. It uses the amount of ultimate that the ultimate uses. So, for example, if you have 500 ultimate and you use Soul Harvest, which is 70 ultimate, it only gives magic and stamina and health based on 70 ultimate usage. So the absolute maximum that you can get would be from something like Destruction Staff Ultimate, which, okay, 280. Let's run the numbers here. So that's 7,000 magicka and stamina. That is laughable, okay? Consider the fact that every second you're casting skills that cost about 2,000. Like, so what? That's like saving 4 skills worth of cost. Obviously, you get a heal, a bit of health, and you get a bit of stamina back too. But like, that is fucking abysmal. That is just trash. I would never personally use this set. And like, looking at something like fucking Soul Harvest, that's 70 ultimate. That's like 2,000. Woo! You save on like 1 skill. Personally, I think this is a deconstruction tier set that you should never ever use in any content. It just is awful, considering the other options for sustain that you've got. Just no, don't ever use this personally. And Spriggan. This one here comes from Bankrai Overland, so you can get the jewelry for this from Dolmens fairly easily. One of the Dolmens is a pain in the ass to get through. It's the one on the east side, I remember, because so I'm just going to turn on the objectives. Oh, sorry, the hidden POI. It's the one down here, because you have to go from the Sway Shard. You go through here, and there's a lot of Daedra here. But yeah, these Dolmens, they're pretty easy, so I would recommend just doing that. Because this set is old. It's like, it's easy to use, but not amazing. Like, you just don't need this set when you've got things like Order's Wrath and like Tideborn Wildstalker and Huntings of Julianus and stuff. But yeah, I would just buy the jewelry like really cheap off guild stores that way, and just not buy this. But yeah, the set is good. It's just offensive pen. You want to use an order stamina build though, because obviously the max stamina is not really going to make it worthwhile for magicka. But yeah, the set is pretty good. I would not buy this under any circumstances on guild stores. Oh, sorry, on the gold. Just buy some cheaper stuff on guild stores. Also, I think I've still got it on Hinwen. Let me check. Yeah, the Scarab Sting. So with this one here, this is a quest item, and I'm pretty sure it comes in precise when you get it. And it's pretty good. So this quest comes from the Sly Scarab in Bankrai's southwest. I'm pretty sure it's related to this quest here, the Old Tower. There's a guy, he's on like a, I think he's up here. He's like hiding just on like the side of a hill. Doing the quest for that dude will get you a spring and dagger with, I believe it's precise. Let me just double check. Yep, here we are. So Scarab Sting comes precise. So you get this from the sorry, Mazrahil the Scarab. Sorry, I think Sly is something else. Yeah, this guy here. So talk to him, do the quest for this guy, and then yeah, you'll get one of those daggers. Now, obviously, you can just do it on 2 different characters to get 2 precise spring and daggers, and then buy the stuff from guild stores. Don't buy it on there. Trust me, it's not worth it. Alright, that's dailies and Gone Meta done. So if you have any questions, you know the drill, just give me a holler. But thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always, I'll see you next time, and take care for now.